Great, thank you so much for inviting me today. I'm glad I've got all my tools here, my teacher tools, my pen, my PowerPoint, so I can speak. It's all right. Yeah, brilliant. I guess I'm coming from the education angle of things. That is me. I've been a music teacher for about 13 years now. A bit too long, I would say. And sort of worked my way through at my school, and now I'm LGBT and diversity coordinator. I've got a new post that I'm starting in September because I just got employed by Birmingham City Council to go and be a consultant for LGBT in all their 400 schools in their area. So this project, so through the fact, so I'm also the National Schools Rep for Schools Out and LGBT History Month, so I've really been getting about recently. So I'm going to go through a few things. Let's go straight to here. I've started teaching teachers all over the country. That's been the most wonderful thing that has come out of this, because there has been no training at all for teachers anywhere. I've been trying my very best to get this on PGCE courses and part of initial teacher training, but it's not happened quite just yet, which is unfortunate. So I've been doing it from my school for the last 2 years, and that's been going exceptionally well. And I've had hundreds of teachers down, and I get invited to lots of places now to train teachers. And I went just last week to a school in East Ham, and it's really good because it's a reminder to me, just, how, some places are just not moving with the times. I'm luxury now. I've been teaching in my school the LGBT stuff now for 7 years. So we've practically eradicated homophobia, and the atmosphere is really nice. It's really nice to walk around my school and walk around in my community. But I forget, you see, but it reminds me every time I go to somewhere else, the kind of attitudes that we're up against, it's frightening. This was in the sixth form. I had a child say, well, if lesbians and gays are a sexual orientation, then paedophilia is a sexual orientation. And I'm finding myself in these conversations going, well, let's have a think, one of those is consenting, one of those is legal, and it's just so, I quite enjoy the fight, I enjoy the banter, I really enjoy the getting stuck in there, and every single one of you should enjoy those conversations. When anyone says something new that's so ridiculous like that, please, you are doing such a wonderful thing by just confronting them about that and explaining a few things that are very simple. And I'm going to take you through an assembly, which is so simple. You could use it wherever you work. We've got teachers in tonight. Got a few. Brilliant. You can even use this in the workplace as well, just to educate people around you. Why not? So this is my course, Educate and Celebrate. Please find me on Facebook. Like it on Facebook, please, to get upset. So these are just a few of the things we've done. We had a pre-launch, and there's two things that teachers always say to me that they're scared of, because I always start off an exercise going, fear, what are you scared of? Why you've not started this work in your school? Do you know what the two things are that they say they're scared of? Another guess? It's audience participation tonight. Parents, thank you over there, wonderful. You get a merit for that. Right. And what's the second thing?
Governors.
Oh, no, that's not come up, but yeah.
Teachers.
Yeah, teachers are the worst audience, have to say. The kids are much easier to speak to about these issues than teachers. Religion comes up all the time. Those are the two things that teachers are scared of. And so I have to make a point of saying, those are the least of your worries, to be honest. Really, they are. Because what we did here, we had a school, is a faith school. We deliberately did our pre-launch at LGBT History Month at faith school. No religion condones bullying of any kind. And also, it's another repressed group. It's part of the protected characteristics of the Equality Act. We are like-minded people. You cannot decide that you are going to celebrate one diversity out of the protected characteristics and not celebrate the others. You do them all. That's why they are there, and they're there in the Equality Act. And no matter what Gove says, that does affect the curriculum. It's absolutely essential to the curriculum in our schools. We also went down to our town hall. We got our local mayor on side, and he spoke, and the Learning Trust and the City Council. So everybody is on side of these celebrations. Now, my staff, because after a while, the kids start to notice, well, Mr. Such and Such, he doesn't like it, does he, when you talk about gays and things, they don't like it. So I wanted to show staff solidarity. So a small thing that I did, I got the staff to sing in one of the assemblies. I thought, well, I'll ask them. I don't know if they will or not. So we started, so my colleague playing the trombones, to start Go West. So he starts up going, and I thought, they're not going to come, and they did. They trickled all the way up to the front, and we sang to the kids, and it was all in solidarity. But what was great, I took this from the stills, from the camera, then the camera panned round, and you saw the members of staff that didn't get up and sing, and that's how I knew who I needed to target, and who I needed to go and have conversations with. So that worked particularly well. Again, we had more celebrations in a church. You know, I make sure all the time we are inclusive of all the protected characteristics. You have to be. This is not just about LGBT. LGBT people are Muslim, Christian, they're black, they're white, they're old, they've got disabilities. You know, it's all of the protected characteristics. Do not forget that at any point in all of these celebrations and all the work that you do within your schools. We even went down to DFE. Bearing in mind that Section 28 was eradicated in 2003, it wasn't until 2010, because I kept hassling them, that I finally went down there to get them on side with LGBT History Month celebrations. Incredible, and that is our school's governing body, absolutely shocking. I got to the Foreign Office, and then we met Gordon Brown, and then we met David Cameron this year. So, you know, the campaign is absolutely in full flow at the moment, and Hackney Pride. These are some of my kids in action. We do a massive show now. We do a march around the park, and it's not just a march about LGBT, it's a march for human rights. And the first year we did it, there was a guy in the park with his dog who started crying as all my kids were with banners and things. Here's a few pictures of the back. They were drumming and chanting, and he started to cry, and I thought, oh God, I've upset someone else. Here we go. And so I went home and said, is there a problem, sir? And he went, no problem, because I just never thought I'd see the day where I'd see kids fighting for rights. He goes, I was in the Gay Liberation Front doing the first Pride March in 1971. And it was just one of those wonderful, beautiful moments that you just can't, you can't recreate. You just didn't expect at all. It's just wonderful. So it's not only about a school, it's about the community. It's about everybody that we live with. This affects every single person that's surrounding us. We've got a charity single out in a minute. You know the L Project, have you come across that? Yeah. It does get better from where you are. Well, you know what, it's that boring, it's a bit boring, that version for me. So we did, we've written a high energy version. So it's like we sort of gave it up. So it's really good, you can get that on iTunes. So it does get better, but it's the Stoke Newington Choir version. So it's kind of push the ceiling, dance around your pink handbags type thing. Only 79p on iTunes, everybody, get your phones out. So please buy that. And these are all the reasons why we have to do it in schools, because I go, well, why are we doing that? What have we got to talk about the gays for? Why? Well, here's why. Because of all these reasons. Equal ops, sexual relationships on your school code, it's in the new Ofsted criteria. As the teachers will know, it's great. We hate Ofsted as teachers, but we forget that there are people working for us as well, inside of Ofsted, and we've been working with them, and they've got it on the criteria now. So we're saying you have to put a clause about homophobic bullying and transphobic bullying. Well, if you're going to list that, you've got to list all the other types of bullying. So they went, right, well, bloody list the whole lot then. So they have, and that's a wonderful thing. So Ofsted has done a wonderful thing. And that's in the new inspection criteria, which has been out for 3 months now. So that's catching a few schools out, and that's exactly the way we want it. Here we go. I used to start off with it. This is a little assembly. Because it's about language. For me, teachers don't know what language to use. Everyone doesn't know what language to use. I mean, people say silly things to me. I mean, when I went to do the teacher training last week, one thing that was said, I don't know what to say to these kids who have chosen to be gay. I was like, chosen? Right, and then he's followed up with, well, I don't understand their lifestyle. I was like, what, they shop at home, but it's not heels? What are you talking about, lifestyle? It's not, LGBT is not a lifestyle. You're not buying into a particular lifestyle. So I find myself having these conversations, I'm taking away children's innocence. I'm personally responsible for the rates in the pregnancy rates going up. These are the things, because I'm talking about sex. They think it's about sex. And the last thing that this is about is sex. It's the same as the other focus months. Just like Black History Month, just like Turkish Achievement Month, Disabilities Month. None of them are about sex. None of them. But it's amazing how when you talk about LGBT, suddenly people are getting really, really touchy. Nothing to do with sex. That's the first thing I explain to all teachers. And then you can see them go, there's a kind of calm in the room. So, face the kids first, then I explain what this is. This is always very funny, because this is where teachers get a bit tetchy as well, because they can't say the words. So we're going to say them. So Elly's for what? Goodness me. Well, right, where are we? Right. Elly's for what? G is for? Gay. B is for? And T is for? Trans. Yeah, they're better, this sort of things. That's good. Right there. Anyone die? It's okay, isn't it? It's okay to use these words wherever you are, and it's this one thing called usualising, right? You're usualising these words, and we're usualising LGBT people in our curriculum in schools. There is no fear and there is absolutely nothing to be frightened of. I look more at trans stuff, school code, every school code, age, disability, gender, all those things. I explain this to all the kids. Why are you doing it? Well, we're acknowledging and respecting the achievements of LGBT people. That's what we're doing. The same as we do in Black History Month and Women's History Month now, which is in March. Miss, you're turning us all gay. No, we're not. Do we all turn into women on International Women's Day? Do we all turn black in Black History Month? No, we don't. No one is going to be made to be gay at any point during this. This is always brilliant, a great start, because it's back to stonewalling. I know you all know the story. So it's a wonderful thing to introduce to the kids, right? Because it's 5 days of rioting. The LGBT community against the police. Who do the kids hate? They hate the feds, miss, the feds, miss. They hate the police. So if you tell them a story about, if you're pushed so much, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? If you're being harassed, we're going to fight back, miss. That's right. That's what the LGBT community did. And I expand that out into what's happening around the world. Let's look at Egypt. Let's look at Tunisia. What's happening? You take this into humanities lessons, histories lessons. You can reenact this in drama. You can use this throughout the curriculum. It's a wonderful, wonderful starting point. Now, I've got a couple of minutes, so I'm going to leg it through the last bit. This is not just affecting a few people, 1 in 10 statistically, but you know what? The real thing is, it could absolutely be anybody at all. Yeah? And also, your sexual orientation could change. It's something that is fluid. It could change throughout your life. It's not set in stone. So we need to explain that to the kids as well. Famous LGBTs, we look at pink triangle, black triangle, the significance, and we make them, and we look at the labris. Oh, Miss Norman was wearing a labris. Was she a lesbian, miss? Yes, she is. That's why she's wearing that around her neck. And explaining to the kids, why, what is this? They don't know. We take it for granted that the kids will know what the rainbow flag means, but they don't. And it's not until you tell them. They go, oh, I've seen that, miss. Oh, I've seen that on a bar. Oh, yes, I've seen you drinking in that bar, miss. And all the clues together. Story of Alan Turing, fantastic. Tell that. Kids really understand oppression because that's what kids are like. They're teenagers. Oh, the world hates me, you hate me. They get oppression. So you can tell them stories and they're immediately on your side. I'm going to whiz through and I tell them, it's over to them, right? It's the young people. They're changing the opinions, right, of their generation. So the sooner you start these celebrations, the better. Right down to primary school. I just want to show you a few pictures of some of my kids in action. This is my choir. They were singing, gonna take your mama out all night, the choir. And there's one of the boys, a Muslim boy there, see, not a problem, with his lesbian axe. He was quite happy to talk to everyone about what that meant, and it was the Amazonian tribes. Very happy. Some of my kids outside with the rainbow flag, talking to the community, saying how important it was that we celebrated diversity. And, things that I just chuck into the curriculum, really. So I teach a disco unit for year 10s, because they have to do it at GCSE, so I just played them a clip from the desert, and they identify transsexuals, but they didn't know what Indigenous people were, or the deserts, quite strange. They knew what a drag queen was. Great, congratulations. Get primary schools inside, and then I just want to finish by saying, these are the kids. I was head of year for 5 years, and these are all the students that were in my year group that all came out whilst at school. You know what? And they were not bullied. They had a wonderful time at school, and they will take that experience with them to their universities, their colleges, and into their workplaces. You are spreading the positive word. So please get on the website. We have a website which is the Schools Out Classroom. Has lots of lesson plans for you, right from Key Stage 1 to Key Stage 5 in every single subject. So enjoy it. Anything you can do to help the cause, please, please, please go and do it. Thank you very much for listening.